another review of lchessica for General Hospital, July 3rd, 2025. Okay, y'all. So first things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? I said, here we go again with the Lulu versus Brooklyn, or the Brooklyn versus Lulu, y'all. It's never ending. It's never ending. But okay, on today's episode, we're gonna start with Willow and Gio. I said, she over here. I said, what's she trying to do? At first I thought she was trying to question him about the kids, how they doing, or something like that. Something about the kids, or just to make a buddy make a buddy. But yeah, Willow was talking to Gio. Hey, how you doing today? But Willow was talking to Gio about what happened at the nurses' ball. She was saying something about she been wanting to reach out and stuff like that. Then they started to talk about how they relate with everything they got going on. I think Gio mentioned something about everything that she going through and stuff like that. Then she went over there talking to Kai and Trina about Drew, and she's so glad that Drew has Kai on his side and all this other stuff. And I was really hoping. Well, I knew that she probably didn't know about the whole Jacinda situation, but I was hoping that Kai told Trina that he told Drew. But he ain't said nothing. He didn't say nothing. But yeah, Kai and Trina was just relaxing at the pool. Kai ends up saying that Drew's in DC. I said, about doggone time. And I said, I doubt he's actually in DC. If he is, he up to something. But yeah, I said, I doubt he's in DC. What did they say? He might be trying to find Jacinda. He might be the one to find her. But yeah, because I think Felicia already... Wait, Felicia back, y'all. I just realized the other day, because she was at the christening and stuff. I said, she back, so does that mean she found Jacinda? I know Curtis had said on one episode how she was close to finding her. She found one location, but, she didn't find her. So I was like, she back. So does that mean she found her? But yeah, he said Drew was back. I mean, not he back. He said that Drew was in DC, and I said, about doggone time. I said, I doubt it. I said, I really doubt it. I said, for him to leave Willow, because Kai was saying on today's episode how he shocked that they not together. I said, right, exactly. He must be doing something he don't want her to find out about. He got to be. But yeah, I said, he probably trying to find Jacinda. He probably don't found her and want her to come back or something else he up to. But yeah, who else we got? Kai and Trina. They was just talking about when Willow came over there talking about she grateful that Drew has him and how he's so trustworthy and he wanted a few people that he can rely on. Just all this, the look on Trina's face. But when she left, Trina ends up telling Kyle it's not just about Drew and everything he got going on, but the Quartermains as well. She said what she said. If basically they have stuff going on back to back. I said, true that. I said, she ain't lie about that. They definitely do. She was like, you missed something this week, something else will be going on next week. I said exactly. They definitely have a lot going on. But yeah, what else? Who else we got? Brooklyn and Tracy. They was talking about telling Maxie the truth. Brooklyn was saying she was gonna be the one to tell Maxie everything that's going on with Deception and Sunny. I think that Sewell planned it, y'all. I think he the one. Either he had his accountant or whoever mess up, or he put one of his people in it. Because I'm assuming that he got access some type of way. Excuse me. But yeah, Brooklyn was preparing to tell Maxie the truth about Deception. Tracy said she was going to try to warn Gio about Sonny and the fact that he might be in danger. Brooklyn talking about some, I don't think he would be a target and stuff like that. Tracy was like, of course he will be a target. That's his grandson, and they know that. I said, she didn't lie because he had a photo. Sitwell had a photo of Gio. And more than likely, Gio going to end up getting hurt. Something, since he came on the show, he been Uncle Sonny this, Uncle Sonny that, Sonny this, Sonny that, and now he his granddaddy. So yeah, they definitely gonna target him and Daisy. I could definitely see well targeting Gio as well as Daisy, but we'll see, y'all. But yeah, next we got Michael and Maxie. Maxie stops by. They end up talking about everything that's been going on in regards to the christening, as well as what happened with Christina. Then Maxie might as well get them out the way. Where it go? Did I even write it down? I don't know if I wrote it down. I didn't. Let me put Maxie and Brooklyn. We're going to talk about them next. So, Maxie goes in there. That's when Brooklyn tells her that Sonny, the second investment, it wasn't legit. And she was like, Sonny would never be that careless. And she was like, it's all in the file. So she shows her. First, she gave her the wrong file. She gave her not Brooke, Lord have mercy. What's the lady name? Britt Westburn's file. And she asked her what that was about. She was saying how it was about to be revenge or whatever because Lulu had it coming. Basically, her plan was for Rocco to accidentally find the file. So I was like, that's why she left it. So she left it intentionally. And they saw it because Danny told him. And I said, now Rocco mad talking about so Lulu not really his mama or he has another mama or whatever. And I was like, see, See, that's why you gotta be honest. Now she done got you. She done got you. Now her son mad at her and your son mad at you. But Dante just keep he mad at Dante as well, y'all. I said Dante. Now both your sons mad at you. But yeah, so Max was trying to tell her that Rocco doesn't deserve that. She was like, she knows she loved Rocco or whatever, so that's why she changed her mind. She better than Lulu or whatever, but it's too little too late. It's too little too late. He already know now. He already know. But they do say Bree's supposed to come back, so I'm wondering if they're gonna dive deeper into this whole storyline. Cause y'all already know people have been saying that Britt was coming back, but it's for that they trying to make it seem like Rocco is actually Britt's son instead of Lulu's. But yeah, what else happened? I think that was the last thing with. Oh no, it ain't. Maxie wants to go turn every financial document over to to the ADA, and I said, y'all never learn, do y'all? I understand, because she was like, her focus is on saving Deception. That's her company and stuff. Brooklyn was talking about Spinelli and the fact that he adores Sonny, and she was like, I understand that, but I gotta think about my company. I gotta think about my family. And I said, that's true. That's definitely true. But I'm confused now. Well, I said that every review, don't I? But I was like, didn't Natalia give everything to Sonny? So did she delete it or something like that? Cause they talking about turning it over. I was like, Sonny might be in trouble unless she actually deleted it or whatever. Cause I was like, what? How they gonna get it if she turned over everything? Unless they still have a copy. I said he could easily fix that. But yeah, I was like, Sonny, you might be there for a long time, buddy. They talking about turning you in. But yeah, Brooklyn was with it. She wanted to as well until Maxie saw that file. But yeah, I think that was the last thing with them. Let's see who else we got. Rocco, Danny, they was talking about the fact that Rocco has a second mama, Britt, and stuff like that. They end up calling Emma there. Emma ends up giving them information about Britt. But if I'm not mistaken, before she died, didn't she change? Wasn't she better? They were saying how she what they call her, the Bridge or something like that. I was like, wasn't she a better person before she died? I don't know. I don't think she was the same person, but we'll see. But yeah, they was talking about that. Emma was telling Rocco he needs to talk to his parents about it because it may be something going on that she doesn't know about. And I was like, look at these folks, stay going back to back. But yeah, so at the end of the episode, that's when he walks in. Lulu was telling him how it's something he needs to know. And he ends up saying, he want to know about Britt. Wait, let me see. Yeah, he wants to know about Britt. And she looked all shocked. And I said, see, that's why you got to be honest. You got to be honest. But yeah, what else? Laura and Lulu, they was talking about the same thing, Measure C, and she wanted Laura to come forward against Sonny or whatever, and she didn't want to do that because of Rocco, as well as the fact that she know that Sidwell is up to something. She ends up telling Lulu that Sonny confided in her about violence was coming, and the next thing you know, Charlie's went up in flames or whatever. And I said, don't tell Chatterbox nothing. I said, don't tell her nothing. She gonna put it in. She was like, I think she told her this supposed to be off the record, but when does that ever stop Lulu from doing anything she ain't got no business doing? But yeah, she still, even though she said that, she still was talking about something. It would be better for Laura to be married versus Ezra or whatever. And I said, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Regardless, it's a whole lot finna go on. That's the least of your concern. Hold on. What else? Yeah, at the end of the episode, they showed Laura. She was like, she want to see Sonny, so she goes in there and she was like, you warned me that violence was coming or whatever, but I want to know everything that you know. And I was like, what else do you know? Well, obviously, Sidwell is involved, so I'm assuming he's finna tell her everything. He finna tell her everything or whatever. 88 Turner and Sonny, look, he one step closer to getting her. He one step closer to getting her. She over here. She came in, he was looking for Diane. He was like, he ain't got nothing to say without his lawyer or whatever. But when Jason was on the phone, they wouldn't allow Diane to come in. And I said, ain't that illegal? Like, they can't do that, can they? I don't think they could do that. But yeah. So she came in, she was like trying to trick him. She was trying to trick him, talking about some tell me what you know and stuff like that. Because if you say anything without your lawyer, it's gonna be what is called admissible or something like that. I said, son, I'm glad he caught on or whatever. So let me see, let me find it. Let's see. He ends up flipping it on her. He ends up telling her how she feels guilty. That's what it's really about. She feels guilty because she made this deal with Natalia, but she failed to tell her that it's a possibility. And I said, true that, because she didn't even know if she actually had anything on him that could work. And she said something about she was saying how she was facing up to 5 years in prison. She agreed to it and stuff like that. And that's when he was like, you failed to tell her that it was a possibility that, it's no guarantee that she wouldn't still go to jail or whatever. Um, and he was like, I know that you doing this because you feel guilty. And I said, she definitely do feel guilty. Then she ends up saying that they both had a hand in Natalia's death. And I said, you right about that? Because Sonny, once again, y'all know what I'm about to say. You had plenty of opportunity. And I said, both of y'all at fault because she don't sit up here. She's so obsessed with getting him that she tried to make this deal with this lady. And it didn't have nothing. She over here drinking and driving, and that was her first offense. She's supposed to be in did her time or whatever they was gonna do or whatever. You wanted him in jail so bad, only for you to hook up with him. That I'd be shocked if they actually don't go there. But it kind of seems like it's leading to that. But yeah, 88 Turner said Sonny and her both had a hand in Natalia's death. Sonny ends up telling Turner what Natalia did was on Natalia, it wasn't on her or whatever. Then she was like, no further questions, and she left. I said, see, Sonny, you almost got her. You just got to work a little bit harder. You got to work a little bit harder. What they say? Hold on. Willow would do whatever it takes to be around her children, even follow Michael and Wallace to the food. Exactly. When she came, I was like, she looking for them. I said she must knew the schedule or something like the other episode. But I was confused when he told her to leave. Did she come back or did she never leave? Cause they showed Michael leaving or whatever, and then next thing you know, they in the pool swimming, and then Wiley looks up and she's sitting right there in the same spot. So I was like, did she never leave? Did he not see her when he came back or what? But yeah, let's see who else we got. Jason and Dante. Dante ends up going to Jason and saying how they got two suspects, Selena men, and that's when they was just talking, and they both agree that they know that it's a setup. That Silva was the one that fought. I said, I'm glad they know. Or whatever. And I'm sure Sonny gonna know as well. Dante ends up saying that Selena she had a flight book, but they don't know if she actually made it or not. Excuse me. They don't know if she actually made it. I said he might have got her as well. He might have got her. I'm hoping that Sidwell got some people down in there at what do they call it? I know it's at Windermere, but what was it called? Didn't they have a name for it or something? I'm hoping he got somebody or something bigger coming into play later down the line. But yeah, they was just standing up there talking about it, saying that Sidwell's at fault. They both know it. So Dante was over here trying to get information out of Jason, and he was like, his kids, both of their kids, basically brothers and stuff like that. They live together, they getting along or whatever. He don't want to have to involve him in anything he got going on. Cause Dante wanted to know if they was gonna make a move or whatever, and Jason didn't answer him. Soon as Dante left out, that's when Jason got on the phone, and he was like, "Do you have eyes on him?" And it sounded like they don't. And then he says, he'll let him know when Sonny ready to make a move or whatever. So I was like, yeah, they ain't listening to you, Dante. They finna retaliate. They definitely finna retaliate. So we'll see how that plays out. Tracy and Gio. She goes to Gio. She ends up trying to talk some sense into him. I said I might be on Tracy's side this time, but I don't think she can protect them. Obviously, I said, who they got? Yuri. What Yuri gonna do? What is Yuri gonna do against these crazy people? What is he gonna do? Nothing. And I was like, how exactly? I think Gio said something about how she was gonna protect him or something like that. I said the same thing. These people don't care. They crazy. You think you gonna protect him? Y'all only got Yuri that we know of anyways. Hold on. But yeah, let me see if it was something else. Let me see if it was something else about Tracy. I know she went to him, telling him that Christina got caught in the crossfires and stuff like that. Go to GH and see her or whatever. Go to the cemetery and see Morgan. And just telling him, trying to make him see Sonny's a danger. And being around him, it's going to cost him. But whether he decided right in that moment to say, you know what, you right, I'm going to come back with you. I ain't going to have nothing to do with Sonny or whatever. That's not going to change the fact that I already got a photo of him. It's not going to matter where you live. If the man want to get to you, he's going to get to you. Remember that other episode how Sewell just came in there like it was nothing and grabbed Sasha? Yeah, exactly. I just thought about that on the spot. Yeah, I was like, what they gonna do? They ain't gonna do nothing. But yeah, what else? She was just saying how you need to come with her and stuff like that.